Number 5 and 6. Welcome back. I'm Jack, and this is Jack and Mac Stack Attack. Mac is currently not here. I think he overslept. He just sent me a text, but we'll see if he shows up here for chapter 15. We are in Charles Dickens' Our Mutual Friend, and we are discussing monthly number 5 and 6. So monthly number 5 starts out in chapter 14. Now chapter 14 talks about Gaffer's death. We were set on a cliffhanger at the end of chapter 13 saying that we don't know where Gaffer is, but we assume he's dead. Now in chapter 14 we actually get the facts that Gaffer is dead because they find his body. So what happens, they have Rider Hood, they have Eugene, they have Mr. Lightwood, and they have the police inspector there at the scene of the crime, and they figure out through the police inspector, because you know he does this for a living, obviously, that Gaffer actually unintentionally killed himself because he was trying to maybe get a body up out of the water with the rope, and he tangled it, and he let the boat go. And he untangled it and got tangled in the rope and actually choked himself and was dragged along by his boat. And that's what the police inspector thinks. So maybe it was a murder. Police inspector doesn't think so, but we will see in chapter 15 or chapter 16 or later if Gaffer really killed himself or had somebody kill him. That's all for chapter 14. Let's see if Matt gets here. Sorry guys, I just had to text Mac there. I don't think he's aware that we're actually having this broadcast, so...
What?
What the heck?
Oh.
Mac, are you kidding me?
Yep, I'm reading. Okay, so chapter 15.
Oh my gosh.
What happens is Rokesmith becomes the secretary for the Boffins, and he sets their affairs in order. And then we start to feel a little bit of tension between him and Silas Wegg, so a little bit of headbutting between the two. Besides that, and some poor poem reading by Mr. Wegg, not much happens.
Welcome back to Mac and Jack Stack Attack, and we have with us our esteemed guest, Mr. Boffin.
Thanks, gentlemen. It's a pleasure being here.
That's good.
So, you know, with this fabulous biography here, I think it really kind of captures the essence of, you know, when I was trying to become who I am now.
Right.
You understand? Yeah.
Right.
You know, my wife and I, the fashionable lady she was long before I was.
Sure.
She kept me moving forward in the right direction, taught me how to, you know, become a... How would you say?
Wealthy gentleman, somebody of the noble class.
Someone who, you know, knows how to handle themselves.
Yes.
Stuff like that. It was really interesting for me. You know, it was a big jump coming from being very poor to very rich, but it was very nice to be able to hire people to help me. You know, Silas Wegg helped me learn how to read. And, John Rokesmith to teach me to write.
Yeah, he's obviously doing a great job.
Well, thank you very much.
Actually, in chapter 16, Mr. Boffin tells us about Mr. Rokesmith, and he says that he has a previous, I don't know, not problem, but he says on page 194 that he has a disagreeable association connected with Mr. Lightwood. So we don't know what's going to go on there, but we do know that Rokesmith has a shady relationship with Mr. Lightwood. Did you know anything about that?
I didn't know too much until after the fact, but
Yeah.
Later found out.
Wow.
It was interesting. Yeah.
That's awesome. How is it like having us describe your book?
You know, it's very humbling, I have
Is
to
it?
say. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of makes me look back, you know, I kind of didn't know how to be fashionable and things like that. But right now, I gotta say, these chairs that we have here, I mean, I need some.
Would you hold that up for the camera?
These are very nice. Where did you get this? Do you remember?
I think it was Nordstrom, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
But those are.
I will have to.
Somebody of your high class. I don't think you shop
Absolutely.
at Nordstrom. You probably go to some
I will have to. Oh,
really
it's
nice
got a little
designers.
compartment too. Wow. I will have to pick me up some of these.
Oh,
Yeah, that's very nice. Very nice.
ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Boffin, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. You know, it's an interesting time in my life. My wife and I desperately wanted to adopt an orphan, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you've read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because as they went around looking for orphans, people either hid their orphans and then would
try to get a lot of money out of the Boffins, knowing that you guys had a lot of money. Or they would try to take their own children and sell them off for something as little as a bottle of beer. So
yeah, a lot of them are drunks, you know. They just want to sell their children. So sad.
It's terrible.
Sorry I had to go through that.
It took me a little bit to figure it out.
Yeah.
Some of them are convincing, but
Good. Glad you got figured it
I
out.
figured it out in there. You know, at the beginning of chapter 17, I tried to use some polysynthetic jody.
Oh, you mean polysyndetons?
Oh, there I go, making up words again.
That's alright. Well, as we see on page 208, it is used a lot as Miss Podsnap leaves a card. And everybody leaves a card, and you can take this entire paragraph and almost stamp it as an exact copy onto the next paragraph, because everybody's leaving cards.
So many cards. Wow.
So many cards.
Wow.
Did you ever use those cards to any benefit?
Can't say too much benefit.
Exactly.
Too many cards. Too many cards to even deal with.
Sounds good.
In Book the Second, Charlie Hexam visits his sister. It is revealed that Schoolmaster Headstone is creeping on her.
Lizzie, what's for dinner?
Yes, Charlie?
Welcome back.
Now in chapter 2, we meet this lovely cripple named Jenny Red. Now she's not quite there upstairs.
She's a little off her rocker.
Got a couple
to say the
screws.
least. Yeah.
I mean, she calls children adults, adults children.
That's backwards.
Oh yeah. But she, has some good qualities to her, like she's responsible with money. She makes her dad give her his income, otherwise he'll spend it on.
He's a drunk. Yeah.
And she, for her profession, she makes doll dresses.
She makes doll dresses. As funny as they think this is, I find it to be a very impressive and time-consuming job. I don't know why everyone's laughing. Seems like very intricate and difficult work. I don't know how well it pays though. So
It's not very good.
not very good. That's part of the reason she makes the income from her father as well.
Now in chapter 3 we talk about Veneering, and Veneering gets these letters supposedly from Parliament and the House of Commons telling him that he can be a member of the House of Commons if he pays 500...
No, it's 2,500
2,500
units of
measurement
per letter. I don't know.
But we find out later that all of these letters are just bogus, and so everybody in chapter 3 is...
leading him on and just,
It's not working out for Veneering, let's just say that. But that's the end of monthly number 6. Hope to see you next time. Mr. Boffin, thank you so much for coming on and helping us out.
Absolutely, anytime.
And again, I'm Jack.
And I'm Mac.
And this is Jack and Max.
Stack
Stack
Attack.
Attack.
And
See you
I'm
next
Mr.
time.
Boffin.
Well, I was sitting, waiting, wishing you believed in superstitions. Then maybe you'd see the sign.
You know, at the beginning, in chapter 17, I tried to start it off with some polysynthetic jody.
Oh.
You know, at the beginning of chapter 17, I tried to start it off with some polysynthetic jody. You know, in chapter 17, I tried to start it off with some polysynthetic They're American Girl dolls, really.